Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, someone bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin today. Someone, some entity, some company, some country, who knows, but someone bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin today. So, who can it be? And will this rally continue? Because we have come down a little bit, like I kind of told you guys this morning. So let's discuss who bought and what is going to happen with Bitcoin starting tonight and going to tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest articles at CryptosRUs.com. All right, guys. Welcome. Lively crowd tonight. People are still feeling the high of from today. Obviously, we had a lot of shorts getting wrecked today. However, things are coming down. So what does that mean? Well, let's take a look. All right, so Bitcoin is at 36.8, 36.9, 37,000, right? So before anyone screams out, oh, we lost all of our gains. No, just yesterday we were still down in the 33, 34,000 range. So we're still up from last night. However, you could see that Bitcoin did try to break or at least hit 41,000. It was pretty close. 40,700. It was pretty close. And then it came down. Now, people are blaming that this happened due to Tesla not announcing anything, okay? And also due to this piece of news that, hey, supposedly this Amazon rumor about Bitcoin payments coming and their own crypto, supposedly this is now false, which is really weird because this story came from an anonymous source. And now there's like some kind of anonymous source from Amazon telling Bloomberg, oh, no, it's not true. Yet, Amazon has a job posting for a leader that's going to head up the digital currency and crypto division or whatever they deemed it. So, yeah. But anyways, my point is it due to this? No, I don't think so. I warned you guys this morning. I'm like, you know what? If 41,000 is going to be very, very interesting because we have come up quite a bit very fast and all the short-term indicators was screaming oversold. So we were probably going to settle down. And I said 41,000 will be that mark to look at. And we were really close. And then obviously came down a little bit, but we're still above where we were yesterday, above where we were a week ago, and things are still looking pretty darn good. So this is not time to be panicking once again. That would just really be silly. That would be really silly to be panicking after such a good day, and not just for Bitcoin, but for crypto overall. You know, Ethereum and others, altcoins did not have such a good day today. You could see Bitcoin dominance actually shot up to 47% from 45% yesterday. So I know people were complaining, oh, you know, altcoins, they're not doing so good. Now, they're just not doing as good as Bitcoin today, but this is why I stress the 50-25-25 rule. You should have at least 50% in Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin rallies, you're going to enjoy that. If Bitcoin if there's volatility, Bitcoin goes down and it holds better than altcoins, you're going to enjoy that too, right? So don't discount Bitcoin, because there's a lot of people that still think they should be 100% on alts. And there's going to be like days today where it's pretty much a green day, yet you may still be losing out on Bitcoin because Bitcoin moves faster than altcoins. So be careful of that. Now, what propelled, I guess, the market today or yesterday to today? Well, it's obviously due to the short squeeze that we experienced. Unfortunately, though, too many people got too greedy, and then we started seeing longs get wrecked too. So you could see here, there's about $900 million worth of shorts liquidated from yesterday to today. 900 million. And we haven't seen that basically forever. Okay. We definitely had a good short squeeze. That's why Bitcoin jumped up so significantly, right? Within a single day. Unfortunately, though, you could see that the longs started getting squeezed. In fact, right now, there's more longs liquidated than shorts. So that's not a good thing. So unfortunately, this always happens. Whenever there is FOMO, whenever there is some kind of excitement, people feel like they need to jump in and take advantage. Now, had you just bought, let's say you bought at $39,000 today or $40,000, whatever it could be. And then now you're like, oh, I'm down, right? Well, you don't lose out. But if you bought with 20x leverage, well, you'll be liquidated. So again, leverage is not good. Don't do it. If you don't know what you're doing, even if you know what you're doing, just don't do it. You're just setting yourself for failure, right? But obviously, yesterday to today, we had a pretty good short squeeze. Let's not see a long squeeze. We don't want to see that. We want to continue to see more and more short squeezes, and it definitely can still happen leading up to Friday, which is futures and options expiration. So we could see that, and I apologize. Now everyone's like, everyone seems to be messaging me whenever I stream. All right, so with that out of the way, there is something that's very, very, very interesting. Okay, someone bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, this is not an inflow, outflow kind of thing where I missed one side. No, I was looking at things on Crypto Quant and, look at today. Obviously, if you look at the inflow of BTC into all exchanges, you have a large amount that flew in today into the exchanges. However, if you look at that, well, it's a big difference. One massive outflow right there. And to show you the net flow. Net flow subtracts the two. Outflows and inflows, and it subtracts the difference. And you could see at this point, there was a net flow of 31,000 Bitcoins that came out of the exchanges. 31,000. And this happened when Bitcoin was at 38,000, which means this is over $1 billion, like $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin came out of the exchanges, right? And you can see these pretty much even out, the in and out, and these are just very insignificant. Again, this will even out with this and this. So this was definitely not normal, okay? So who bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin? It's anyone's guess right now. Anyone's guess. Unfortunately, we didn't hear anything from Tesla. I thought Elon would announce that they're going to open up Bitcoin payments again, right? Or maybe even that they bought more Bitcoins. We didn't hear that. But still, there's a lot of other companies out there. And who knows? Who knows who wants a piece of the pie right now? And that shows $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin came out of the exchanges. I didn't check where it's from. It's probably from Coinbase. I'm almost certain it's from Coinbase. And Coinbase deals a lot with the OTC market. So a lot of big players, even MicroStrategy, when they want to buy a huge amount of Bitcoin, they usually go to Coinbase, and that's when things are done OTC, but they take it out of their reserve. So someone bought. And should we be surprised by it? No. Bitcoin is hot. Crypto is hot. Everyone wants a piece, right? And what I said at the beginning about this, it's obvious that Amazon has to deny things that should not have leaked out in the first place. So is this FUD against FUD? I don't know. It's not to me. I think this is obvious. Amazon has a job posting, hiring a lead to take over crypto and blockchain payments. So what do you think they're working on? Of course, they're working on a wallet. They're going to work on payments like Bitcoin and possibly their own coin. So it just makes sense, but they're not ready to announce it yet. So now they have to put out something else. Well, apparently it's from an anonymous person anyways. You don't know who the source is. Supposedly they came out and said, no, we're not doing any of that. But come on, the job posting's up. Everyone saw it. And this is the second job posting. It's not even the first one. So whether or not Jeff Bezos really directed this or not, We know this is coming. So again, I don't think this is FUD. I think this is legit. It's just that they had to do what they had to do to kind of try to curb enthusiasm, but I know that this is coming. It just makes a whole lot of sense for Amazon, especially when they're really into gift cards already. They're Amazon dollars or bucks or whatever they have. And they're a tech giant that, of course, has a whole ecosystem. You know, Prime videos, and then music, and their tablets, and everything else. You know, the home security, and all the monitoring for homes. I don't even know what you call it. All the cameras and everything, right? You could put all that onto the blockchain, or you could utilize crypto payments to pay for all that. It just makes a whole lot of sense. All right, so that's Amazon. That's the $1 billion. Hey, who knows? Maybe Amazon bought $1 billion. We don't know. We don't know. One could speculate at this point. Now, not everyone is a fan of Bitcoin. We know that, right? Including the IMF. The IMF just issued some warnings again against any countries, including El Salvador, that are thinking about adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. The IMF is not a fan of Bitcoin. You know why? Because they can't apply their monetary policy to these countries that are taking their loans, or they can't give out more loans. They don't want countries to get off of their reliance. So again, the IMF is issuing more warnings to all countries that's thinking about adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. They're like, there's a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Is there really? Or is there problems for the IMF if all countries start adopting Bitcoin? That's the question. So, IMF still not a fan. Not a fan of Bitcoin. What else is there? Shopify. Shopify is now going to allow vendors to start selling NFTs. Interesting. Now you have, I know there's marketplaces already, like Origin Protocol, that allows, Origin Protocol is basically like a decentralized Spotify. But now Spotify is also allowing vendors to start selling NFTs, including Chicago Bulls right now. Interesting. So Spotify is jumping in. I don't know if Spotify allows crypto payments yet. I think I heard something about it. I'm not quite sure. But they are getting into NFTs. Also, what's interesting is DeFi. Guess what? Goldman Sachs is now trying to come out with a DeFi NFT. Even though we don't have a Bitcoin ETF yet, a lot of banks and funds are trying to come out DeFi NFT, which shows you how hot DeFi is, okay? DeFi meaning the DEXs and AMMs like Uniswap, and also lending companies like Aave and Compound, and other various DeFi projects out there. So there's, according to this, Grayscale, Van Eyck, Wisdom Tree, now Goldman, they're all trying to come out with a DeFi ETF. And you know what? Grayscale already has a DeFi trust too. So DeFi could see an explosion once these ETFs get approved. It just makes sense, right? Institutions, if they want exposure to these individual DeFi projects, they would just buy the ETF. They would not need to buy the crypto themselves and hold it, and they'll just let these funds take care of it. So when these get approved, it could cause a real explosion in all these DeFi projects. All right, lastly, oops, I forgot it. I forgot to move my camera. All right, lastly is this. Those of you guys that are Thorchain fans, I didn't know this. They were hacked twice. I knew that, but I didn't know the hacker actually kind of like trolled them afterwards. They actually left like a message basically saying that, hey, we could have taken a lot more, but we just wanted to teach you a lesson. And actually they took almost $1 million of Tether and a whole bunch of, actually $1.7 million of USDC, a whole bunch of Xrune, ACLX, SushiY. But they could have taken a lot more. And basically they said they should have conducted audits. They should have offered bounties, right? Do not rush code that takes 9 figures. And Thorchain is just getting hammered right now because of this. Okay, so again, you just have to be careful who you invest with. Not to say that Thorchain is bad, but Thorchain is a project that shot up to the moon really, really quickly. It became a multi-billion-dollar project. And whenever people see the B, billion in crypto, right, it almost adds legitimacy to them, right? Like, hey, they have to be trustworthy because they're worth something $billion. Well, Thorchain is proving that's not always the case. There could still be vulnerabilities and code that is left vulnerable and unchecked, and a hack could be like this. The hacker seems like they could have done much more damage and taken out a lot more from the liquidity pools from Thorchain, but they left some of it, right? So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. This goes along with a lot of the promising AMMs out there, like the DEXs that are up and coming. This applies to any new project. Yield farming projects, liquidity pools, where they're promising you like crazy thousands to tens of thousands of APY, right? Be careful. You don't know if something like this could happen, right? So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. Outside of that, still 37,000. Let's check my portfolio real quick. It was up to like $900 profit this morning, down to 437. That's okay. Just like 2 days ago, I was down negative 200. So there's volatility, right? But the name of the game is to be patient, DCA, and HODL. That's the name of the game. All right, let's do some Q&A. Scrolling up, people are accusing me of buying a billion of Bitcoin. No, it was not me. But if it was me, I would not admit it. So, just to let you know. Amazon's already accepting crypto through Whole Foods and Twitch. That's why they're using Flexa, which is why people think Amazon's go .flexa, which could be true or could not be true. I think Amazon's go do their own thing. In my opinion, I think they're going to probably come out their own wallet and own systems. Yeah, something like that. All right, scrolling down. What if Amazon buys Coinbase? It can happen. They have enough cash. They have enough cash. So, sure, it can happen. That'll be big. Any of the big tech giants, Amazon, Apple, I think it makes more sense for Apple. If they want to integrate Coinbase into Apple Pay, that would be very, very easy, right? But I guess it makes sense for Amazon too if they really want to do that. All right. Scrolling down. Hellcat is still saying Bitcoin is the best. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, Shopify. I'm sorry. People are saying no, it's not Spotify, it's Shopify. Yes. I got the two confused. Okay. Super Doge. Well, Super Doge. Appreciate that. All right. Truck says, I own a lot of Tesla. Got in 2010. How many of these projects, not like the POGs in the mid-90s, how does the protocol get its value? That's interesting. Well, just like POGs, right? It was speculation at that point. And most things in crypto, like most projects, is based on speculation right now. So that you're not wrong. That is correct. But what gives any of these projects value is basically just like the tech companies of .com bubble, right? The ones that survived crypto winter or survived like a downfall. So, .com bubble happened. So many projects went under, right? And so many projects, they got slaughtered. Amazon's stock price went down 95% and so forth, right? But the ones that continued to execute, that had good management, good budget, good financial management, and the ones that survived and continued to thrive, well, then it became less on speculation and more on users and profits, right? So most projects in crypto is still trying to figure that out. However, the first step is to survive crypto winter, Well, most of these projects that you see today did. That's why they're thriving right now, right? So they have survived that. And now you're starting to see dApps, actually, like games, for example, or DeFi, which is used a lot. And they're riding on top of a lot of these projects, like Ethereum right now. That gives it value. There's a ton of TVL, well, total value locked in, basically ETH or other tokens that's locked in. That also gives it value. But there's no direct correlation between like price and earnings or anything like that right now, or TVL with price. Still a speculative market, but that's why people are in, because you could get in early, right? 99% of crypto can fall, but that 1% that you pick up can become the next Amazon, Google, Spotify, Salesforce, Microsoft. Who knows, right? So hopefully that helps you. MTV, is this a multi-back? Yeah, I don't have thoughts on it. It's one of those fast new chains that I don't know who started talking about them. Really, really low cap. They got pumped up, so maybe someone talked about them, whatever. But to me, they just seem like, they seem like the same as 24 other chains out there. I haven't seen them do anything special that really makes them stand out. So, Jason, not a fan at this point. Cup Noodle, I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Daniel, got my 6-year-old son 200 Australian dollars BTC at 29K, putting in up to 1,000 DCA 10 per week till he's 18, 21, thinking today is a good day to buy the next 200. Well, if you're doing DCA, right, then just follow what you said. $10 a week, right? I don't get why you're trying to buy in the next 200. If you're trying to buy the dips, I mean, I don't think right now is a good time, because you just bought it at 29,000 and we're at 37,000. It's still very close. If we somehow fell down to like 20,000 or 15,000, then yeah, putting a little more makes sense. But if you're truly dollar cost averaging, just stick with it. $10 a week. Or if you want to get up to 1,000 really quick, up it to $50 a week. Until you get up to that 1,000, then bump it down to $10, right? I think that's a better way to go. Do it based on a schedule so that you don't have to time top or bottom, Daniel. All right, scrolling up, making sure I didn't miss anything. Greg, I just talked about leverage trades at the beginning. I hope you're trolling or not serious. Steven asked about market cap doesn't even show up. So I don't know what it's worth. Probably not a whole lot. A Polkadot native Oracle service for custom data feeds. No. Steven, if you watched me at all, you know that I'm not a fan of any oracles besides Chainlink. You know why? Because none of them has traction. There's no oracle. Name one other oracle that actually is being used. All of them are basically secondary to Chainlink. Every single one is a backup to Chainlink. Every single project, literally every single DeFi project in existence right now utilize Chainlink for oracles and data feeds. So, no, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. James says, I do a lot of online sports gaming via crypto. How do you think the government will handle this? They definitely want their cut. They want to know if you made money, and they want to tax you on it. So probably they're going to go after the online sporting places and actually force them to do KYC. I think that's probably what's going to happen, James. It's probably going to take some time, but it's probably going to happen sooner than later. Thoughts on game coins like Axie or Alice? You know, Alice was supposed to be like my neighbor Alice was supposed to be like the next Animal Crossing, but even Animal Crossing losses like its appeal. But Axie has done really well. Kind of shows you when you have a really fun game, well thought out, with good token economics, it could do very well. That's why Axie has been blowing up as of late. So games could definitely work. Could definitely work, but you have to get them viral. You have to plan it out accordingly. What is your thoughts on XRP? Do you own an XRP? Legit or scam? It's not a scam. It'll pump if they win the lawsuit, but long term, they're not hitting $589 like the XRP army thinks. That's not gonna happen. I think their model sounds great, except it's less and less likely of happening now. And I'm talking about using XRP as a bridge currency between financial institutions and banks, becoming less and less likely as banks come out with their own chains and own crypto. Elron and Vera. I like Elron. Vera, I'm Neutron. Neutron, Vera. Or Varsity. Or Veracity. I got out from Cardano at 145. Do you think it's good to re-entry? It's sold such little. I mean, you know, unless you sold like $10 million worth of Cardano, it's not even worth your time. I mean, you know, if you're trying to time top or bottom like this, you're going to make a mistake eventually. You're causing a whole lot of stress on yourself. That's why you should have just DCA'd. If you were at 145, you could have DCA'd now. Less stress. You have a little bit more Cardano. You average down the price rather than worry about should you buy in right now. Because you know what's going to happen? You buy in right now, and if it goes down more, you're going to regret it. You're like, why didn't I wait more? If it doesn't go down and comes back up, you're like, why didn't I buy, right? Like, you're just causing yourself a whole lot of mental stress that's just unnecessary. Hathor, a project that's involved with tokenization, which has gotten more complicated. When you have tokenization, I mean, especially synthetic token creation, you saw what Uniswap just did due to threats from the SEC, right? Does that mean all future tokens created is going to be some form of security and you have to watch out for it? I don't know, maybe. So I think we need more clarity before deciding whether or not, tokenization is a good thing. Nerdin, appreciate it. Why is crypto crashing? It's not. Rewind to the beginning of the video, then you'll know it's not. And if your price, just for fun, it's above 100,000. 100,000. $10 Cardano next year. It could happen this year. I know it seems far-fetched. That's about 8x from here. But, Bitcoin breaks above 100,000. There could be like crazy FOMO, just like all previous cycles. So Bitcoin goes up 3x, 5x. Cardano could go up 10x, 8x for sure. So $10 next year? Sure. $10 this year? Sure. Could happen. Really depends on what happens with Bitcoin by the end of the year. Someone says, don't be another Scott Miner when you can be a Kathy Wood. I agree with that, though most people won't get that. Favorite year of the Corvette? This year. I like the modern Corvette right now. The new Stingray, which you can't buy. It's BS. They list that, base price is 60,000 or 70,000. The best bargain out there in terms of sports cars. Yes, if you can actually get it at that price, which is impossible. Every Chevy dealership is marking it up by like 40 or 50,000. Even used ones cost over 100,000. So at that price range, is it still good? Yes, but it's not the same anymore. And who wants to pay over MSRP when you're buying it used? Right? Like, not me. Not me. I was really thinking about getting a C8, you know, just for a summer car, just to have fun. But when it's marked up by $50,000 and it's used, I'm like, I can't do that. No. Getting back in the game. Chef, I thought you were always in the game. You're always on my streams. You just got back in? If you had to pick VeChain or Harmony, just divide it into two. Don't pick one. No need to pick one. Just divide by two. Or pick both, I should say. Gaming project. Not on any big exchanges. Very, very small market cap. Doesn't do anything. Yeah. Not for me. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything interesting? Matic or Link? I like Matic more than Link. I bought ADA at 1 cent, sold at $2. Would that not be prudent? There's nothing wrong with taking profits. Okay, if you're up, you know, 2,000% or whatever percent it is, then take some profits. But if you're trying to trade, if you're trying to say sell at $1.45 and buy back into $1.23, and you keep trying to trade like this, there'll be times you're gonna be okay, but you're just causing so much mental stress on yourself, and there's gonna be times where it's not okay, and you're just gonna feel regret all the time. So that's why for me, I like DCA. DCA is better. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Cybertruck, that probably won't be out until like 2025. I hear no progress on the Cybertruck. All right. I like Engine, one of the premier NFT plays. They have a whole bunch of stuff. Marketplace, they have a universal wallet, they have their own chain, they work with other projects, other people utilize their tokens or their ERC standard to create tokens. I mean, they're doing really good. They're doing really good. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. Bitcoin is at 37,000. No, it's not crashing. We're still thousands more than last night. But the main thing to focus on is this. Someone bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoins, and this is subtracting out inflows and outflows, right? And it's a net difference of negative 31,000 Bitcoins. Someone bought $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin. That tells you, okay, there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of interest out there. There's a lot of big money that is still flowing into the market, and this is what we want to see. And what we want to see is we want to see slow and steady growth. I know everyone likes to see pumps and pumps and pumps. Yeah, I get it, right? Who doesn't want to see their portfolio up 30% in a day, right? We all do. But it's not healthy. So the fact that we shot up almost to 41,000 but came back down a little bit, that's actually healthier. Let's things reset. Let's things calm down until we're ready for the next leg up, which could be here as soon as tomorrow, right? So futures expiration week, and end of this week, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin the remainder of this week. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good night. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.